Hey guys, haven't made a video since Heroes Con. Well, not right at Heroes Con, shortly afterwards. I made my haul video. But since then, I've been able to go to a couple of places and pick up a few things. So I've actually got a couple of hauls I'm going to combine from the same local comic shop into one video. But first, I'm going to start off with some things I picked up at Ollie's and one or two books from Second and Charles. First thing I picked up is Batman Fortress. Just looked like a really cool cover. I read the back and the story sounds really interesting, so for $7.99 I picked it up. Also picked up this Superman the Unity Saga, Phantom Earth, Volume 1. It's written by Brian Michael Bendis. Read the back of it. Sounded like a cool story for $5.99, so picked it up. Alright. Picked this up at Second and Charles. They had, this book was, I think, half off, so it was like $4. This is Batman Justice Buster Volume 4. This is written and drawn by two Japanese men. Story sounded pretty cool. I'm just going to have to get used to reading it backwards. Well, backwards for us, but anyway. I also picked this up. I picked up issues of this storyline at Heroes Con and at some local comic shops, just because I like this story and I like rereading it. But I saw this at Second and Charles. It's a little bit beat up, but I got it for $5, so thought it'd be worth the $5 to pick this up, so picked it up. All right, on to the comics. These are some I picked up in June at my local comic shop. This is Justice Society of America number 11. I like Justice Society books, always have, and just thought I'd give this newer version a try. Pick this up. This is a Free Comic Book Day Dark Crisis Special Edition. Don't know much about Dark Crisis storyline, but no big deal. When you can pick stuff up on the cheap, I figure if it's any good, I'll pick up the rest of it. If it's not, then I haven't lost very much. Pick this up. This is Batman and what's supposed to be Robin, but it says Ra's al Ghul. This is number 32. I'm a huge Batman fan. Always have been. So pick this up just because I thought the story would be pretty cool and give me something to read. I'm also a Kang fan. I love a good Kang story. This is apparently a mini-series that was put out, King Conqueror number 3. This is the variant cover. And this is the regular cover, number 3, with Dr. Doom and Kang on it. Couldn't pass that up. All these were, I can't remember if they were 50 cents or $1, but anyway, one of these hauls I got 50 cents a piece, and the other one I got for $1 a piece. All right, picked up Avengers Annual number 19. This was part of the Terminus Factor. This was part 5 of 5, so with the cover, I thought, yeah, this ought to be pretty cool. Not exactly sure what this is. This is Master of Men, The Spider, Book 1, Blood Dance. This is written by Tim Truman. I know there was an old pulp hero in the 1930s called The Spider. I'm not sure if this character is actually based on that old pulp character or what, but anyway, just thought it'd be pretty cool to pick that up on the cheap. This is a Joe Kubert book from Blackthorn Publishing called Jack Hunter. Seemed to me, just from flipping through it real quick, that it's just an action adventure type story, and it's Joe Kubert, so I figured if he wrote it and drew it, it's probably going to be pretty good. Picked up King Conan number 2. I like Conan, not so much a fan of the King Conan stories by Robert E. Howard, but I figured for, like I said, these must have been 50 cents. So I figured 50 cents, why not? Picked up Conan number 110. This Batman and the Outsiders number 8. This is, I've said in the past that I like Christmas themed videos or Christmas themed comic covers and stories. So pick this one up for that. And this is number 19. Picked up a couple of Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man. Got number 59. Number 62. Let me get these out of the way. Number 65. Number 77. With the Gladiator. He's usually a Daredevil villain. I just thought this would be an interesting fight, so picked it up. Picked this one up because it is signed. It's called Undead Norm. And if you look just under the D and the last letter of Undead, you can see that it's signed by Christine Brunson, who I'm assuming is the author of the story. Thought for 50 cents I'd pick it up. Just looked interesting. Picked up this old Captain Solar, or Dr. Solar, Dr. Solar from Gold Key. Didn't write down what issue number this is. I mean, it's in, rough shape, but again, for 50 cents, why not? And I've been picking these up along and along. This is Amazing Adventures number 8, which reprints the earliest X-Men stories from the original team. So pick that one up for 50 cents. All right. Hole number 2. Picked up this Whitman variant of Action Comics number 481. Eventually, Whitman would actually start putting the issue number on the cover. This was before that. Plus, this is a classic Amazo story. This is number 483. Classic Amazo story, so picked it up. These were, well, some of these were 50 cents, some of these were $1. Some of these were actually more than $1, but I'll get those in a little bit. This is Havoc and Wolverine Meltdown number 2. This was a mini-series that was put out back in the late 80s. Written by Walt Simonson, as you can see, drawn by John J. Muth. I like Muth's artwork. It's especially good on an adaptation he did of the film M by Fritz Leiber from the early 30s. His artwork just suits that story. His artwork's really good for this one too because it fits. Pick this one up for the cover. This is Superman number 677. This is In the Shadow of Atlas. Just thought that was a really cool cover, so picked it up. This is Thundertales number 1. This is a reprint of some classic Frank Frazetta 1950s stuff. Picked this up because, well, I mean, it's Frank Frazetta, who wouldn't? So picked that up for 50 cents. Got this X-Men Children of the Atom. I can't find the issue number on it, but this was a mini-series that was put out back in the early 2000s that is really cool. It features the original team and kind of one of those stories that fits between some of the issues that were put out back then. This is a Gold Key comic called The Gallant Men. I'm assuming this is a adaptation of a movie from the early 60s, because this book came out in 1963. So I flipped through it. It wasn't bagged and boarded. It was just sitting in a box. I flipped through it, and it looked really cool, so picked that up. Picked up Magnus Robot Fighter number 4. Number 5. Number 8. And number 35. I like old Magnus Robot Fighter that Gold Key put out. The artwork in it is just really good. The stories are really cool. So when I can find these on the cheap, I always pick them up. Pick this old Ripley's Believe It or Not comic up. This is number 35. Bronze Age horror seems to be a big deal right now. And I see, people getting the DC Bronze Age horror and the Marvel from that time period. But strangely, I don't see very many people picking up the Gold Key stuff. I'm telling you guys, the Gold Key stuff is just as good, if not better, than the Marvel and the DC stuff. But the difference is you'll find the Gold Key in the cheap boxes. You usually won't find the DC and Marvel in the cheap boxes. Also picked up Rawhide Kid number 105. Just thought this looked like a really cool issue, so picked it up. All right, getting into some of the books that weren't $1 that I picked up. I have been trying to get a run of Lone Wolf and Cub from, was it First Comics? Yeah, First Comics. From the mid-late 80s. For some reason, they're hard to find at a cheap price. And you can find them for, 10, $12 an issue. But friends, they are not worth that. But nonetheless, I was able to find one at this comic shop, and I think I paid $5 for it. Been looking for this one. This was the one issue I'm missing. It's not in really good shape, but it is Avengers number 144 with the first appearance of Hellcat. Been looking for this one for a while because I'm trying to get a run of Avengers from around number 50 up through 200 or so. And this was one of the ones that I was having a hard time finding for a cheap price. So picked that one up. Got Captain America number 153. I know I paid $3-4 for this one. And 154. All right. Let me get this last little bit out here. Also picked up 156. All these are classic old Cap stories. I'm trying to get a run from 100 to 300. And this was some that I desperately needed to fill that run, and I was extremely happy to find these for a pretty cheap price. And they're not in bad shape either. They're actually in really good shape for what they are. This is Iron Man number 59. I'm trying to get a run of Iron Man, hopefully from number 1 up to, say, 150, that issue where he fights Dr. Doom. So this is one of the ones that I needed. Also needed this one. This is Iron Man number 62 with Whiplash. Here's a couple more 50-cent comics, but they were worth it. Just because they look like they've got pretty cool stories in them. This is one of the later series of Iron Man, number 12, where he fights War Machine. And this is number 13, where he fights The Controller. All of these are written, these two issues are written by Kurt Busiek when he was on this series. So with Busiek writing it, it should be pretty good. Didn't find any old ACG comics at Heroes Con, at least none that were affordable. But I was able to pick one up at my LCS. This is Forbidden Worlds number 119. I paid, I think, $4 for that. And picked up Unknown Worlds number 35 with the Leprechaun cover on it. And lastly, pick this up. This is Amazing World of DC Comics number 12. This was the fanzine, prozine that DC put out back in the early mid-70s. This one is from August of 76. It features, of course, as you can see, the Legion of Superheroes. Has an interview with Mike Grell, and it also spotlights Commandy stories and the other series, Hercules Unbound, Atomic Knights, and some of the other post-apocalyptic books that DC had put out in the past and at the present when this magazine came out. Anyway, that is my haul. Hope you saw something that sparked an interest and made you want to go out and look through some cheap boxes, because that's what it's all about, finding that good stuff cheap. Like, comment, subscribe, and always, always, always support your local comic shop. Thanks for watching. See you next time.